In the light of some of your policies, Rodney, would it be fair to say that you had given Prince Harry his fancy dress outfit today?
No, I don't think so. I'll get on to that. I want to say something to Lorraine first.
Well, no, hold on.
No, excuse me.
No, I'm asking you a serious question. I'm asking you a serious question. Are you a secret Nazi, yes or no?
The answer's no.
Right. Why on earth?
You think I'm a racist?
I do, yeah.
Well, you're wrong.
How on earth are you going to clear a third or 30% of this country out? Are you going to pick out every third person?
Immigration.
White, black, green? How are you going to do it?
Would you kindly let me finish? On the way here today, I said to the cabbie, as I promised, what do ordinary people think? And they all said the same, no more immigration. In fact, in your case, you hadn't listened to a word I've said. They said about you, independence for Scotland so they could get rid of you. You hadn't listened to a word I've said. And you
Rodney, let's just make this absolutely clear. You're saying you do not want Scotland to be part of the United Kingdom, is that right?
It was a joke by my cabbie to make the point that she hasn't listened to me. You two, I believe, like most people, secretly agree with me, but you won't say so because it's politically incorrect.
Let's move on from immigration. Let me ask you this issue.
Okay.
You say that you want to legalise all drugs except heroin. At the same time, you say you're strong on law and order.
Yes.
Everybody knows that these two issues have an umbilical cord to each other. Isn't it mutually exclusive?
I have 5 children and 2 stepchildren. I've taken drugs myself.
Which ones? Which ones?
I've taken cocaine years ago, and I've taken hash and grass.
All right, Rodney,
Did he help you into jail or out of it?
It's nothing to do with jail.
Rodney,
I took it.
Thank you, Rodney.
And I know about it, and I can talk about it. Perhaps you can as well.
All right, that's enough, Rodney. Thank you.
We'll see.
So, Lorraine, who would you chuck out?
Well, my taxi driver thinks Rodney's horrible, and it has to be Rodney again for all the reasons I've been saying all week.
But, John, the whole point about this programme is to find a fresh politician, one who can put his ideas across. You might not agree with him, but he's doing just that. He's being a politician, isn't he? So you should vote for him.
No, he's not being... He's not being a good politician. Saying you watch out and joking that Scotland should be pushed out of the UK, these are not good political tactics, I can assure you. They're not good, Rodney. I'm sorry, it's you that goes, as far as I'm concerned.
OK, Kelvin, in a word, who would you get rid of?
Well, I keep trying to get rid of Rodney. He keeps staying, so I'm going to say Irfan to go on the basis that, with a bit of luck, the viewers will chuck Rodney out.
All right. The next candidate to stay is candidate number 1, Rodney.
Candidate number 1 is our old friend Rodney Hylton-Potts, a 58-year-old ex-con from Knightsbridge who doesn't seem to see the link between drugs and crime.
Vote for me. Great Britain is full. We are closed for business. No more immigration. Let's get our great country back.
Rodney, you're a puzzle to me, you really are. You want to legalise hard drugs, including cocaine, and then you say there again, you've said it before, the UK is full. We know there is a problem, we know it has to be addressed, obviously we do. But in your world, if a refugee who could be killed if they weren't given access into this country, would you actually be prepared to be the one to stand there and say, no, you can't come in here? We are closed, as you said.
I'd like to apologise to the judges tonight, especially you, Lorraine, if I appear tired. But I've been up all night looking for your phantom cabbie you told me about last night.
I'll give you
on
his
live
name
TV,
and number.
you said a cabbie agreed with more immigration. So I've been tramping the streets, I've been to Woolwich, my supporters have been up all night. It's on my website.
Rodney,
where's the phantom cabbie?
Rodney, I'll give you his... I'm not going to give you his name and address on air, that would be ridiculous.
Of course
but I'll give you it afterwards.
Okay.
Don't you
Let's move on now.
No,
wait a moment, Rodney. We're here asking the questions. We'll move on to this. You were sent to prison for 2 years for fraud. Do you ever think of the victims of that fraud, and have you ever tried to help them financially?
Yes.
And how much have you given them?
I've given them everything.
What do you mean you've given them everything?
I give them everything. My ex-wife and children took everything. They were the main victims of my fraud.
So how much do you think that was financially? Because it was...
I was worth about £1 million, and I lost everything. Of course, a bank was defrauded. The gain to me was £20,000. But there are many victims of fraud, but the main victims are the families.
Can I ask you one last question? Do you ever get any sense of shame, in the sense of, why don't you do what other people have done when they come out of prison? Why don't they just go and do good works, keep out of the public limelight, go and help social workers, do something like that. Do something like Profumo did, who gave 30 years of his career after the Keeler affair. Have you got a sense of shame?
I'm ashamed of what happened to me. I work as a legal consultant, doing work for clients every day. I fight for them. And in this programme today, my Vote for Robbers website, I think, had 650 hits of support for my policy.
Rodney, you're unfortunately the one with experience behind bars.
I speak with conviction.
You speak with conviction. You are the captive audience, or you were. What do you think?
I would institute and give priority to a massive building programme to get them off the streets. It's the only thing that works. They just plan their next crime.
Prison is the only thing that works.
Prison is the only thing that works. There are a few people who are backward, perhaps, and indifferent, but in the main, they're hardened criminals planning their next crime. And as to the population, the only solution in the short term, apart from castration, is to put the paedophiles in with the general population to make some new friends. Because they're called nonces, and they're kept separately.
Calvin,
I'd mix them up.
do you want to come in and comment on what you've heard so far?
Well, unfortunately, I imagine quite a few ITV viewers would agree with Rodney, unfortunately. Are you seriously suggesting that we should actually castrate paedophiles, though?
Yes.
And how would this be done? What, bricks or...?
Well, I had in mind, I was asking Irvin about this, I had in mind chemical castration, but apparently that's not possible. So Maud, who sits behind you, said 2 bricks, bang.
OK, a straightforward question. Is it good or is it bad? Rodney?
Well, I think the government are doing it to get more tax, because so many youngsters now take ecstasy in clubs and soft drugs that alcohol sales are dropping. I think that's what's behind it. As to whether you should do it, I don't see why not. If people want to get drunk, they will. It's not for a government to legislate. It's people to behave themselves and parents to guide people.
Sounds like win-win, then, does it, for you, Rodney? I mean, the government win and people win because they want to be allowed to drink more.
Well, I'm on a show trying to get the votes.
OK, a bit... yes, neat. Yeah, worth a round of applause. That's all we...
I think we have a very proud tradition in this country of helping overseas countries.
Oh, good, Rodney. You've got a heart of gold, really.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
But...
Get a grip. I hope that goes down badly. Note that.
A client,
I'll be dialing
a client of mine last week died in Fulham, aged 84, because she couldn't afford to put money in her gas meter. In London this year. So there has to be a balance. Let's think of our own people as well.
What should Prince Harry have worn to the fancy dress party?
It's pretty obvious. A Vote for Rodder's T-shirt.
A Vote for Rodder's T-shirt? Right, well, that would have caused a sensation, wouldn't it?
To be living with Rodney Hylton-Potts is a full-time job.
And I said, you know what wife stands for? Washing, ironing, fucking, etc. And she just put the phone down.
I think Rodney will make a fantastic MP. Because of all he's been through, he never gives in.
Time for a bit of negative campaigning. Rodney, you have 10 seconds to tell us why we shouldn't vote for Eileen, starting now.
I won't say anything against Eileen. She's fantastic. I've got nothing more to say except I'm very proud to have a family and friends supporting me tonight.
All right. Eileen, you have 10 seconds to tell us why we shouldn't vote for Rodney, starting now.
I thank you, Rodney, but I have got some concerns about some of Rodney's policies, and to me, some of them are a bit inhumane, and I have got, you know, it does concern me, and I'm sorry, I have to say, I wouldn't know. I don't think I could trust you with the money of the nation.
Really? All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
No.
All right, Rodney,
no
that was it, that was it. Rodney, what have you enjoyed more, the politics or the fame?
I think the ritual humiliation's been fun.
Good. We're glad you enjoyed it. And Lorraine.
Rodney actually is really like a politician because he never answers my questions. But a lot of work to do, but well done. I think they've all done incredibly well.
All right. The winner of the Vote for Me election is Rodney. Rodney, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We think you've joined an elite club, actually, because the only person we can think of who's gone directly from prison to politics is, do you know who it is?
Nelson Mandela.
Adolf Hitler.
Oh, right, thanks. It's a bit late tonight, you see. But I'd just like to say I bear the panel no ill will, judges, you know, and in particular to Lorraine. I'd like to offer you a lift home tonight because you may have trouble getting a cab.
No, I'd be fine. Thank you very much. I was waiting outside.
Sorry, do you think you can make the comments?
Yes. I shall be at my desk on Monday morning working and back in May to support the people who voted for no immigration.